Good morning. I have a number of questions for you today. How important is sex to you in a relationship? A quick survey on Facebook yesterday has seen the majority of you ranking sex as an 8, 9 or 10 out of 10 on your value system. That's amazing, right? Welcome to my video series called Porn and You. My name is Lyell and I am a men's health and porn addiction specialist in Bayside, Melbourne. Today we're going to talk about the importance of sex to you. How highly do you value it in a relationship? Do you value it highly in general, but make sacrifices for the sake of a relationship? Do you even know how important it is to you? Have you even thought about it? Does your past dictate this rating at all for you? Do you question a new partner about how they rate sex for themselves? Do you ask for what you want in an existing relationship? Are you even connected to intimacy if you've been watching porn every day or for 30 years? Has rejection and conditioning in the past meant you're confused about what's acceptable in a relationship sexually and also what's possible? Do you feel like you have unreasonable expectations when it comes to sex, or are you just with the wrong person? All of these questions are applicable to both men and women today, and this is in no way an attack on women's sexuality. Just let me put that out there. So let's have a look at it all now. It turns out sex is very important to you for both men and women. Right? So sexual chemistry, deep connection, affection, and intimacy are all very important to you. The number one complaint, though, that I hear daily from my clients is that there's not enough sex or sexual connection, there's no sex at all, that there's a lack of attraction or there's a lack of intimacy and affection in the relationships that they're having. That the only time that these men have sex is if they initiate it under harmonious conditions, so not treading on eggshells, and it feels like their partner is just accommodating them in that moment, which really hurts them. So we break it down. When they come in to see me, we go through the whole thing. I go through the values system to find out where they sit on the scale. I then question them about their answer because the why is the key. I ask them how important sex is to them in a relationship, right? And then I ask them how important sex is to them in general. Can you see how they would possibly answer differently for those two questions? So there is a disconnect, right? So many men value sex highly, more than anything in a lot of cases, right? But when it comes to a relationship, they falter because they're unsure if that's allowed, if they're allowed to be highly sexual and want that. I then ask them where their partner sits on that value system, which is always the interesting part. I ask them to go back to when it all fell apart. When did this become an issue for them? And the number one answer is always, she was always like that. She was never really into sex. Okay? So then I summarize and feed back to them that they have chosen to pursue a relationship with someone that wasn't sexually compatible right from the start, and they denied that part of themselves in that moment or series of moments when they first started dating. And did they discuss sex as a value with this new person when they met? Did they discuss anything to do with sex or affection? Did they communicate their desires and their wants and their passions? When it became a red flag for them, when it became an issue, was there even a discussion then? The answer is normally no. They then follow up with, it's not like you can just bring that shit up on a date, right? Yes, you can. That's the whole point. And you should. Before you meet, when you're chatting online, for example, it's a perfect way to get to know someone's value system around sex in all regards, in all values. As you date, you discuss core issues, and this should be one of them. Are they affectionate with you? Do they shut down when you kiss? When you have sex, does it feel connected? Are they passionate? Are they flirty? Or are they embarrassed? Are they a sexual being comfortable in their own skin? Do they self-pleasure? There are so many signs to look for before you actually have a discussion about sex, and most people ignore all of them. The majority of the time, people are trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, pardon the pun, when it comes to relationships, and they are ignoring all of the red flags. So depending on your value system, and the way you grew up, and your beliefs, and how you like to live your life, you will be looking out for things in other people that align with you. For example, if someone appeared a little bit psycho or a little bit crazy or a little bit possessive, that would be a red flag for most people, right? If you've had experience in the past with someone of that caliber, you would be walking away from that, hopefully. But a lot of people don't walk away because they need to fix or change or rescue that person. But for some reason, sexual behavior, someone shutting down sexually or not showing interest is not a red flag for people. And they decide that they will either fix the person or go with the hope of, I'm sure it'll get better. And downgrade their value system to, oh, well, you can't have everything, right? I then ask my clients why they sacrificed one of the most important values to them. And the answer that's not always obvious to them, but we tease it out, is that they chose the wife option, the safe option, the best mate scenario, the woman you take home to your parents, the wife material. You chose personality over sexual chemistry and connection. Now, don't get me wrong, people. Personality is everything. Emotional intelligence is everything. Communication is everything. Being able to love openly and being available for that is everything. But if you ignore the sexual aspect of it, you're 100% asking for trouble down the track. And so then when I dig a little bit deeper and ask these guys about the previous lover or partner or ex, it's normally someone highly sexual, a little bit of a maniac, almost a little unbalanced, normally coupled with mental health issues, right? The one that fed into their porn-induced fantasies, the one they never considered wife material. They figured they've had their fun and now it's time to settle down. Do you see the pattern? And I see it every day. Your values will turn into voids when you choose someone or something else over those values. You then try and fill those voids with something else. So that can be porn, you've got gambling, drinking, drugs, sex workers, massages, online chats, anything to fill that void. And there's a bucket load of resentment that comes with it. Anger and resentment sits in the liver and along the spine. Masculine conflict, emasculation, and feeling useless resides in the prostate gland. So you do the math. Have a great day.